arriving at the Chamartin Madrid station because I'm going up to Bilbao for a few days. I'm going to escape the heat of Madrid and see what life is like up there in a region that is getting hit quite hard by the virus. Hopefully going to find my friend Steve. Made it to Bilbao. It's cooler. The first breeze we've felt in months. Now we're going to find our hotel and try and find some food. One of the things to do in the Basque Country is potear. The poteo is when you go from pincho bar to pincho bar. Now we've read that the pincho bars are currently cleared of their pinchos for health and safety. And because it's our first night in, we're just going to take it easy. But we're going to see what it's like to eat out during COVID in Bilbao. The wealth of Bilbao, we're talking hundreds of years ago, rich iron ore deposits, Brits coming in, making their monies as well. There's kind of an industrial city and modern and arty, Guggenheim, but people often don't know that there is a beautiful old town as well, which we're going to go and check out after some breakfast. So we're off to breakfast in a bar called Petit Flou, which is famous for its morning tortillas and it's designed like an English pub. There you go. Tortilla with cheese and ham. Up until fairly recently, Bilbao was quite a dirty, smoggy, not really the place to be kind of city. And three things happened not too long ago to pull the city up by its bootstraps and really change it. One was a building called the Guggenheim, the other one was a bridge, the other one was a metro. The Guggenheim was Frank Gehry, an American like you, Steve. The bridge was Calatrava, a Spanish architect, and the other one was the metro made by Norman Foster. We're going to do all three and see all three. And thanks to those three moments, Bilbao is one of the best designed cities in the country. So we've come out to the town, really, of Algorta. I'm going to go see the old port, maybe get a drink, see the sea. We're having some nibbles. Steve's got a smoked sardine. And I've got this Bocaron Anchoa Fiasco with a nice glass of Itzasmendi chocolate. So the end of the line, the end of the metro, takes you to the little waterside town of Plentizia on the river Plentizia. And it's quite pretty. We're surrounded by boats in a little sort of harboured in the water. We're going to find some lunch and then mooch around this little town. Well, that's a shame. It's a windy day, but there are people on the beach, so I guess the Basques are similar to the Brits. It's summer, ergo I can be on the beach. How are you feeling, Steve?
It's so beach-like. It's amazing. I can't wait.
Just put your feet in the... It's grey, objectively a bit too chilly to be on the beach, but you make the most of it. First stop is an unmarked bar. No name, nothing, not even really listed anywhere, just called La Bodeguilla, run by two sisters. Hola! So we have been assured by a photo on the wall that they were voted in 2016 the best pincho de bonito, which is what a tuna spicy peppers, and we were asked, we want it spicy or not spicy? We've gone for spicy. This is so local, I love it. And we've got this wine. Is it spicy? Yeah, it's okay. We're gonna get a Gilda. We're gonna start with the most classic, well, you'll see, most classic pincho from Bilbao. You wipe the bread. Oh yeah. And after this, you're left with this lovely, oily, vinegary bread. Great. Yeah. The rabas have arrived. Basically calamari. Oh. That's really good. Do you want a Bermeo, Steve? Yes. Yes. Oh yeah, oh that's ferociously good. So we are finishing, or not, but probably finishing in Bar Charlie, which is a bar I came to with my parents years ago. Nice pinchos, they got an offer on 6 pinchos for 12 euros kind of thing. And as usual with our chacoli, but more about chacoli another day. It's been a tough night for us to find food, but at least in the Basque Country, even if the kitchen is closed and there's nothing to be ordered, you can always rely on the good old-fashioned pinchos. Cheers. Now we're in Bermeo. We're gonna walk around and soak up the sea breeze. Heading to a place with views of the water called Talaco Cantina, which I read has their own craft beer. Solamente alcohólicos. So we're here with this amazing view, and we've got a beer made from 20 minutes from here. Maybe we just scrap the lunch and spend all afternoon here. Salud. Steve and I are going to walk to lunch to a beautiful countryside jatechea, which is a restaurant, called Almiketsu. And we're going to eat a kilo of Basque beef. I'm hot. We knew this was going to happen. So we bought changes of clothing. So we're about to arrive at the restaurant, and we're surrounded now by a lovely valley with these beautiful green hills. It's so different from Madrid. Right, so we're in El Miquecho, dying of sweatiness because we just got in. We've ordered a leek pastry, which is typical here, some chorizo, which they say is very good here, and we ordered the chuletón, the big beef. Currently doing some chacoli, maybe get a postre, maybe get a coffee, we'll see. We made it. See what the chorizo expert thinks. Eso es para mí, ¿no? Ideal. So our high quality chuletón meat has arrived. This is as close as you can get to Wagyu in Spain. It comes cooked as it is, you don't ask, they treat the meat as is. Look at that. Mira vino. Oh my god. Carne, vino tinto. This is el paraíso.
Rain. I brought it. I always do.
The good thing is, we haven't got anything planned right now, apart from a 1.5 hour walk through the countryside. I hope we make it out alive. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Is it that way? Steve doesn't seem too confident. Neither do I. Wow. Be careful of your crown jewels.
Crown jewels.
You're in. Route has been jammed by a farmhouse. Just trying to get there, and Google says we can go through there. That's someone's house. We have found a path. There's literally donkeys there. Only not the path, but we've arrived at the road. Somehow. Not really legit. Oh lordy. Over there is the sea, and down there is the little port town of Mundaka. So Steve and I are potaoing again. Steve, how are you feeling after your stuffed mussels? Stop one.
I'm a little tired. I need my second win.
Second win it is.
It was very good.
I wonder who the first person was to think, you know what? I'm going to put stuff inside a shell of a mussel, bread it and bake it. These guys specialise in chorizo al infierno, with flame grilled chorizo. You saw the guy making it. Just having a little bit of bread. Very light. We're in bar Chomin Marullo, which is a kooky little bar, and the man knows his chacolís. And they have stuffed potatoes. This one's stuffed with chistorra. Oh, it's like creamy mashed potato with filling. That is not healthy. That is not healthy. Salud. Steve and I are now off to a small village in the southwest area called Palmaseda, near the hills. I just had a quick breakfast. Really nice tortilla. It was spinach and goat's cheese and stuff. Tortilla seems to be the thing here. Lots of different flavours of tortilla. But yeah, we're now going to get the feve, which is a local line, into the hills and see what we find. Welcome to the vast metropolis of the village Thaya. So we had a quick pit stop in a very kooky bar called the Old Irish Quarry Tavern or something like that, which had an extraordinarily good selection of wines for such a random place. We're now going to walk down this road out of the village towards a winery which makes chacolí. Probably not going to visit it, but we might be able to see some local chacolí vineyards. Now chacolí, we've been drinking it constantly the last few nights, is the emblematic white wine, and there is red as well, of the Basque Country. There's 3 zones: Arabaco, Bizkaico and Getariako. So that's the 3 provinces of the Basque Country, and they each make their own styles of chacolí using the grape Ondarrabitzuri. It's a very high acidity, piercing, fresh, very citrusy style of white wine. The Getariako ones, which is near San Sebastián, they tend to be the ones that are more famous. People pouring them from a height to get a bit of fizz, a little bit like a vino verde. There's a bit of latent CO2 there that gives a little bit of sort of fizz, you could say. The other 2 styles are more like normal white table wines. We love them. I can only have about 4 of them before I get like acid reflux. But up here there should be some vineyards where they grow the grapes. It's also worth noting that there are red chacolís, as I said, with the grape Ondarrabi Belza. Belza means red or black, and the tsuri means white. But they're really hard to find, and we haven't found one yet by the glass in any bars. So that's kind of my mission for our last day, see if I can find a glass of red chacolí. We're now walking along an absolute paradise little glade, I guess you could call it, towards the town of Palmaseda, which is a little waterside, there's a river rushing through it, village, and then we'll have some lunch, and then probably get awkward looks from the locals, wondering why 2 sweaty giddies are in their village. How you doing, Steve? Okay, that's really nice. It's like a peppery, spicy mayonnaise. No idea what's in it. It's really nice. Very messy. I finally found a Ondarrabi Belza from down the road, and it's an interesting wine. It's quite light. It reminds me of Cabernet Franc and a young Cabernet Sauvignon. It's really interesting. There's a couple more things I want to try, specifically the changurro gratinado from the Globo Bar, which is like a crab mixture which has been popped under the grill with a sort of a baked bechamel on top. Absolutely pissing it down. What do you reckon, Steve?
It's all right. Did a little puddle jumping, but not much.
And the gratinated changurro. Oh, yeah. So we've had our final, I think it's the 59th Checoli we've had.
65th.
65th, that's it. Yeah. Basically, the Basque Country is amazing, and Bilbao rocks. Any thoughts, Steve?
You got to come up here if you haven't been. It's lovely. The people are wonderful, and it's an amazing, beautiful place.
See you in the morning. We're now heading to the station to get our long train back to Madrid. Did you have fun, Steve?
I did.
He did. Bilbao is a banging little city. Weird times with masks and hand gel and that stuff, and trying to socially distance in the pincho bars, but a lot more life here than I thought there would be. So yeah, if you like the video, that's great, and that's all I'll say about that. So see you next time, hopefully with less masks.